So, just as a bit of an update, it is now 9:30. It is 9:30. I left at 4:30 in the morning. Got to the first fishing spot at 6:40-ish. Didn't catch anything, but above the pier from where I was up the river is a sanctuary, fish sanctuary. But I still took my camera up there and got some really good footage, and I'll insert some of it now. And you might see some of that scattered throughout this video or at the end or something as well, some more footage of that. But right now I'm headed to another fishing spot down this dirt road, and hopefully I can catch myself some dinner, because that's the plan. The plan is to catch some dinner. I do have a steak I can cook up for dinner over the fire, but I don't really have any way to cook the steak other than like skewer it on a stick or something. So I was thinking, if I catch fish, I'll eat the fish. And then, depending on how good the fishing is here, maybe I'll have a couple extra, throw them back and, kind of do the whole fishing video section of this. But I am going camping after this, so stay tuned, and we'll see you on the river. Before I head down there, leftover Easter stuff. It's a good snack. Let's go. So, we're on the river now, drifting. See if we can get some. There's a guy just fishing here, and he said he had 2 on. And one of them was just before I got here, so. And they're jumping out there. It's a good sign. But that's far out. Expected them to be closer, but they might be further out. Try and get it further cast. That's further out. That was a fish. I missed it. I was way too late. That was definitely a fish. Come on. It might be bottom actually, but I don't think it was. Get the mic turned on. Wait for the mic. There we go. Probably 5 hours later almost. It's probably like 1 o'clock almost. Finally got something here. I just lost him not too long ago. And now he's finally showing up. And unfortunately,
It looks like a bass. It's not even a trout. That's a nice smallmouth. It's a nice smallmouth bass. It's not even, they're not even in season right now. That is unfortunate. I guess I'll show it off to the camera and throw it back because that's the way it goes. Man, smallmouth on a float setup with a spawn sack. He's sitting right behind there. There's a rock there, I'm pretty sure. And he's sitting right behind it. Let's bring it down. Bring it down. Right there. Need to bring him close. Right in the top lip. There we go. It's a nice one. Okay. Put that back here. Right in the top lip. Little tiny hook. Tiny hook did the job. That's for sure. There we go. Oops. Nice little one. Going back in. They're out of season right now, so you have to let them go. Well, at least I'm not, well, hold up. Well, at least I'm not skunked. That was kind of the main thing. I didn't want to be skunked. I'm done. I'm gonna grab some lunch at the little town and then continue on the journey to the camp place. I don't like calling it a campsite because then you think it's like a campground. It's not. It's just a spot that I'm camping. There's no campsite involved. Goodbye. There we go. We've made it. We've made it to the lake. This is where I'm going to be spending the night. And also, I'm going to jump in the water. Just because it's such a nice hot day. It is only the middle of April, but it's warm enough. This is a very shallow bay. And I felt the water down the road a ways. And it didn't feel too bad. So, but this is it. This is the camp for the night. Let's get geared up so we can go in the water. I'm excited. All right, so I got my bathing suit here. I'll put that on in a minute. But I also brought this like non-contact thermometer thing with me, just to check the water temperature. Just so I can say what the water temperature is. The official water temperature is warm. It says 21.6 degrees. Don't know if I believe it. Let's go further out. The further I point it, saying out there, if it can read out there, saying 17 degrees out there. Right here, 22. It's like summertime temperature. So, temperature's not that bad. says 22 degrees here, 17 degrees out there. Who knows how accurate this is? You point it at the sky and it says, ooh, what if you point at the sun? Does it freak out if you point at the sun? 55 degrees. The sun is 55 degrees. And then if you point elsewhere in the sky, I'm getting like -5. I'm sure it's cold up there, but you know, whatever. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run into the bush, and I'm going to change, and then we're going to go swimming. Like I said, I gotta go a long ways to get out to where it's gonna be deep enough. If I can even get there. It may be just shallow, the whole thing. Where's the deep water? Alright, it's deep enough here to jump in, so I'm gonna face mask up and let's do it. Face mask will help with the screaming. I'll do it underwater anyway. Feel wet. The beard is not going to work for this, but whatever. Try it anyway. It's going to be cold. Yeah. Let's take the plunge. That's actually pretty nice. A little bit chilly as you get further out there, but not bad actually at all. So I should have probably had the wetsuit on if I'm going to stay in there a whole lot longer. I would go out for another swim, but like I say, you can't get out deep enough. So in order to get deep enough, I had to go really far out, and I'd get really cold by that time. So I don't think I'm getting the wetsuit on now because I'm all wet. But maybe I should try it, just for the camera. Stay tuned. Good job. That was fun. Cool. Okay, I just saw two things that were really weird. Well, not really weird, but one of them was really weird. The other one wasn't so much. First thing was, I was going along those rock islands out there. There's some ones that are just under the surface, and there was a largemouth bass, and it looked dead. It was like all like curled up and like sideways in the rocks. I was like, oh, dead fish. I'm like, oh, I'll just kind of stay away from it. I was kind of swirling kind of around it, and then the thing like wakes up and takes off. And I was like, it was dead. Like it looked dead. It was like curled up and like sideways in the rocks. It was really weird. Then I was like going along some more, and I see a bowfin. And I've seen a bowfin once. A guy caught one, and I saw a bowfin once, and I've never caught one myself. And I know they're in here, but like, never thought I'd see one. It's pretty cool. Got it pretty close to it, probably, I don't know, 2-3 feet away from it. It's pretty neat. So I might go back out again. We'll see. Thought I had to report on that. Hope you're interested.
you know what? I think I've decided to stay in instead of going out again. I'm thinking the cold's a little getting into my head. Starting to get a bit of a headache or something. I think that's from the cold water. But I was out there maybe 20 minutes or so. Hey, for middle of April, 20 minutes is not too bad. So what I can do is I can go out there fishing. You'll have to see my rig. It's pretty interesting. How do you like the hairdo? That's what that hard Huron water will do to you. Terrible. It's going to be a beautiful evening. It's gonna be like glass out here. So I went out fishing in the little dinghy boat thing. May as well not even show you because it's pretty much a failure. Put my waders on. It's like one of those like inner tube things that you sit in for fishing, except for it's the old style. And so it kind of like half folded in half, and water went down my back even with the waders on. So I did get across here, across the bay, but it wasn't that spectacular. So I don't think I'll go out and get it in it again. But what I did do is I built this little stove thing for cooking my steak. Let's take a look. All right. So basically, this is where you feed it in. It's got hand width, basically. Put all your stuff in there. And it's basically just a pile of rocks around the edge. And then with a hole in the top. And I have a really flat stone I'm going to put across the top here to put a steak on. And hopefully I can get a good bark and a good sear on the steak with just having the stone sitting on the top. Hopefully the stone gets hot enough is what I mean. See the sunburn. Wow. Anyhow, let's start this thing up. Okay, we're rolling. Grab my lighter. A few sticks over there to throw in. This stuff is just what washes up on the beach, and it's actually really dry because it hasn't rained in a while, but it's like super dry. So just stick the whole bundle in there. It's like pre-bundled tinder all ready for you. Stick it in there and light it up. That was easy. If it'll stay lit. Don't know if it will or not. Yeah, there we go. Get the sticks on fire a little bit. Take more of these reeds and stick them in the top. Basically, I could fill this whole thing up with just all this dry stuff beside me. I just pulled up this huge thing, and it's basically mostly dry. Not all dry, so I'm probably not going to use it. But there's a little bit beside it here that is. Put that all down to the top. Now this is going to burn hot and quick, so I'm going to have to throw some bigger sticks in there. Alright, so this is the stone I found. Nice and thin, flat. And that's what I'm going to put my steak on. So I'm just going to set this up here to warm up. There's a stick in the way, but it'll burn down. There we go. Right there. The stick will burn down, so it'll lay it flat. And I'll just set my steak on top of that. Hopefully this doesn't break. Alright. It's time to season the steak. Here's my steak. Kind of leaked in my thing. And these are some spices that I put together. It's supposed to be for fish. It's basically garlic powder, onion powder, salt. Pretty much. But it'll work for this. It was sitting in my pack. I wasn't going to put anything on it until I found this. I was like, oh, put that on my steak. smells really good. So, let's pull the steak out. Didn't really want to get my knife all dirty in the steak blood, but that's fine. Guess I'll have to. Yep, some guys are leaving. There we go. Let the blood drain off. Got my seasoning. And sprinkle generously. Half of it's probably going to come off on the stone anyways. I'll almost do it like a dry rub. I'm going to probably use all of this. Pat it in. A little more. Flip it over. Rub it in. I should have done this like half an hour ago, but whatever. It'll be alright. Basically, a nice dry rub on there. Sides. Just use the rest up. Nice crust on it. Garlicky, onion powdery crust. I didn't catch any fish, so I can't use this spice for the fish. So there we go. That's the last of that. We'll wash my fingers, wash the knife, and we'll see how our fire's doing. Alright, I think it's ready. I just touched the steak to it and it sizzled, so pretty close. Watch this. Must be pretty close. Oh yeah, listen to that. Not the geese. Listen to the sizzle. Woo! Suppose you don't use stones from near the water, eh? Almost dropped my steak right in. Look at the geese. They're disrupting my dinner. Geese are a lot of them over there. Anyways, back to my exploding fire here. Because that's more important. Hopefully the thing doesn't fall over with all this explosions going on. Hello? Oh, there we go. So my steak's sizzling away over there. One thing I didn't really account for or have is utensils to flip it over. Well, actually, I do have a fork. I could go get a fork. But I guess one thing I didn't think of too bad. I knew it was going to happen maybe, but is it sticking to the rock? Now that might be a problem. But it's ready to flip almost, so I'm going to see if I can just maybe do it with my fingers. Gently flip it over. And then see how the bark is, and or the, see how it turns out. And then hopefully have a nice medium rare is what I'm going for. I can't guarantee it because this is a fire and I've never done this really before. I've cooked over fire, but like I've never done a steak over fire. on a stone like this. So this is a first. This is a first, and you're getting to see the impromptu oven. Well, not oven, stovetop kind of thing. I tried to kind of mock it up to like a rocket stove, but it didn't really turn out exactly like that. But it is pretty hot up near the top of that. So time to flip steak. Over here. Oh yeah. Check out that. Check this out, check this out. Check out the finish on that. I like the stone. Stone seems to be working good for me. Until it blows up or something. But I like that. That turned out really good. It's probably going to be more on the rare side than a medium rare, but hey, it's over a fire. Can't be too picky. And then all I have to do is pull that rock off, and that's my plate. It is extremely hot, so I'm going to go to the car and grab my leather gloves so I can grab those off of, so I can grab the rock and then set it down somewhere cooler. And then I can eat my steak and probably go get my pork. No, I have to do this totally without tools. This is going to be a no tool steak. Other than, what tool did I use? I used the knife to open the steak package. And I think that was it. Everything else was just breaking the wood, setting the stones there. A no tool steak. That's what it's going to be. I am back with the leather glove. This should be done. Basically. Okay. Leather glove on. Still going to be hot, but whatever. Yes. Ouch. Ow. That's hot. But there we go. Get the good look on it. Look at with the camera. Get a good look with the camera. Camera. 1, 2, 3. Check out. Still sizzling. Still sizzling on the rock. And if we go look up, lake in the background, steak in the foreground. And a beautiful sunset over there. I'm gonna let this cool down for a minute because I have a feeling it is super hot, and then I'm gonna eat it all up. So I just about burnt my finger on trying to pick that steak up. So I'm gonna have to, I said no tools, so that's fine. I won't get a tool, but I will get a sharp stick and I use it like a like a sharp punji stick, chopstick thing. Stick it in the middle of it, lift it up and eat it like a caveman. But I gotta go get a stick before that thing gets like way too overdone, because it's still like searing on that rock. So I'm gonna be right back. Don't know why I'm deciding to sit in the smoke from this thing, but apparently that's where I need to sit. Okay, this is a little cedar stick that I got. Stick it in here, burn some of the saps and stuff off the outside, harden up the end a little bit. There we go. And then just here. There's the steak. And then just basically right through the middle. Basically still searing on this thing, right?
It's hard to tell if it's like a medium rare or not, but it is still really juicy. There we go. Steak has been skewered. So, on the side of this lake, I'm going to eat a new no-tool steak. It's probably going to be super hot and it's going to burn my mouth. That's really good. Probably a little heavy on the garlic, but like, whatever. Still good. Okay, we need to get a shot of like the stove and the meat. So like, it's not the steak, it's the smoke. Woo! Woo woo. I like it. Succulent. It's even got... No, it's pretty much well done. But very juicy. Well done, but very juicy. Which is alright. It's better than well done and dried, and then he's like, may as well not have steak anyway. But and if I'm being honest with myself, I'd probably prefer this over a fish. So, kind of glad I had to cook this. Now just imagine in like Alaska, just killed a moose, set up some rocks, start a fire, slice a steak off, stick it on there, sear yourself up a nice steak, and sit there eating a moose or caribou that you freshly got yourself. That is the ultimate outdoorsman. I might get there one day. We'll see. That garlic's getting to me. So, just set up the hammock here. It's all set up. I'm going to leave the tarp off of it because it's going to be a clear night and it's not supposed to rain till like tomorrow afternoon. So I'm thinking I might get in on some stars. Be cool. And I get a nice, from the hammock, that is the view. Nice lake view from the hammock. Well, I'm just going to enjoy the fire here. Probably open a bag of chips and just sit here for a couple hours, enjoy the nice calm evening. And I do have a line set out there with a dead bait on it, so we'll see if anything takes it, but as of right now I don't think anything's gonna take it. So anyways, I'll see you in the morning.